On those appointments he's made. President Muhammadu Buhari is a former military head of state and someone who's gone around the country just the way we have seen former President Obasanjo go around. So one would have thought that he would have made friends from all regions. That is why when people complain that he hasn't been able to bring anyone, especially in his kitchen cabinet from the southeast of the country, one wonders if he truly made friends across the country.
Well, both Muhammad Buhari and Olusegun Obasanjo are military people. They are not politicians.
But they go around in postings, they go around.
Yes, but let me tell you, I happen to be a member of Olusegun Shagari's campaign committee. We went around the whole country. In fact, Olusegun Shagari so far is the only presidential candidate that visited the headquarters of every local government in Nigeria when he was contesting election. And yet, Sheikh Shagari started as a member of House of Representatives, and then he became parliamentary secretary, then he became a minister at the federal cabinet, and he held about 4 or 5 different ministerial appointments during the First Republic. And he was a founding member of the national movement, which later on became NPN, National Party of Nigeria. So he knew virtually everybody. But what happened when he was elected? He asked each state chapter to nominate 7 people to him. He told them the kind of personalities he was looking for, and they nominated 7 people to him, and it was with their CVs. It was out of those 7 that he picked the individual that he think they were fit for him to consider them for ministerial appointment. I think both Obasanjo and Buhari, if they had the kind of experience Sheikh Shagari had, political experience, I think they would have done that, and that would save them a lot of time.
So you think the Sheikh Shagari style was very perfect?
This is what they do all over the world. You ask your party to give you people.
In that case, what do you think about the comments that some governors and even politicians or political heavyweights say in his party can't forward a list of nominees to him?
Well, I read in the paper that some governors approached him. Whether it is true or not, I don't know. But according to what I read, he told the governors that he will not interfere on whom they appoint as their commissioners, and therefore he will not allow them to interfere as to who he will appoint as his ministers. If that is true, and that tallies with what you have just said, that he did not ask the party to give him a list to appoint ministers, and he will search around to find suitable people that he will appoint. But in the end, he promised that by the end of this month, in a matter of 3 weeks, 4 weeks, we'll see the list of the ministers. So let us give him, what do they call it, the benefit of the doubt.
So
the end of the doubt.
Let's look towards another aspect very quickly. Are you satisfied with the developments in our oil sector?
I'm not satisfied because there are a lot of crises there. Other countries run their oil sector without much trouble. But we are running our own with much trouble, and it has been happening for over the years. So any improvement on the quality of service in that sector would be welcomed by me.
Alhaji, what would you say to those who will say, first and foremost, ever since the president came on board, our image internationally is getting on the sunny side, and then back home here, all we need is give him a little more time and things will take shape, and we'll have a country at least near the ones that we could say we're proud to be Nigerians?
I don't know. You know, I have been in this business for now 64 years. And I watched that anytime there is a new leader in a country, the whole world will come to his praise. And so what happened to Buhari is not new. The diplomacy make it conventional for world leaders to welcome new leaders when they emerged. But soon you'll see them making small gossip here and there about them. So let us wait for them to know one another better. Then we'll be able to judge whether they are sincere in their welcoming and their praises or not.
And then before we wrap up, I mean, at the trial, while they came on board, there was also that matter with the National Assembly. Many didn't see that part coming. So at the end of the day, they say it has been sorted and no grudge. They'll move on and work together as a party. Some did say at the time too that what happened could have been expected since the party came together and then assumed office. Would you say that the way they handled it, yes, it's over now, as they tell us, and that's a major learning curve, and then we'll go on for the next 4 years and see a vibrant executive arm of government and the National Assembly working together?
Well, I don't think it's over. One, in the House, now there's nobody from the Southeast in the principal officers set of the House of Representatives. In the Senate, as you are aware, some senators are still in court challenging the leadership, the way the leadership emerged, and they will sort it out in the court. So when people are in court with one another, you can't say they have settled. So let us say that they are managing themselves now for the time being. And I'm sure you are not to be told that people from the Southeast are not happy with the situation in the House of Representatives, where you have two principal officers from the Southwest and the Southeast has none. I don't think any Southeastern man, whether he's an APC man, a PDP man, or no party man, is happy with that situation. So they are not settled yet. Yet they have not appointed committees, and you know the Parliament works on committee basis. Where they have not appointed committee, neither the Senate nor the House appointed standing committees. I don't think they are settled. So let's give them time to appoint committees, then before we begin to say they are settled.
But on the whole, Alhaji, are you prepared to give this administration a chance, even though you say you're not a supporter of President Muhammadu Buhari?
Yes, I will, yes. He is my president, and if he succeeds, I will benefit from his success. If he fails, I will suffer from it like any other Nigerian. So I have a tremendous goodwill for him, although I didn't support him. But he is as a Democrat, when somebody is emerged as the president elected by the people, I give him my support. And I wish him good luck, because if he succeeded, the country will benefit from his success.
What areas particularly would you like him to tackle headlong?
No, the priority area he set for himself, they are right. Fight against corruption, insurgency, and job creation in the country. I know they are very gigantic, and they require the support of every Nigerian for him to succeed. To fight, for instance, corruption, if you go to the extent of, you see the extent that the corruption has gone in the life of this country. You go to petrol station, there is a queue. People who go to another route, which is officially opened by the attendants, where they'll take a tip to allow them to take the petrol at the expense of the people who spend hours waiting. You know the magnitude of the fight that you are going through. So the president requires the support of every Nigerian, and in fact, international community, to succeed in his fight against corruption. And the unemployment problem in Nigeria is so huge that we are talking of millions of graduates, not to talk of those who are not graduate, who are unemployed. And according to the promise by the APC, they will provide, I think, roughly 2 million jobs a day, per year. In the 4-year period, that will be 8 million. I think already we have graduates who are unemployed, who are more than 8 million people now in the country. So you can see the magnitude of the job. So the job is very big, and unless they will develop agriculture, unless the power sector development will take a gigantic stride, whereby we'll be able to create industries, and whereby we'll mechanize our farming, whereby we'll introduce irrigation farming, where a farmer will be able to grow 3 seeds a year instead of a single seed, single crop that we are now growing in the country. We'll be able to translate the situation for the better. But as of now, we need to encourage the government to definitely tackle this problem head on so that they can make a difference.
All right, Alhaji Tanko Yakasai, OFR, thank you very much indeed for talking to us today on the program.
You're welcome.
All right, and we'll be back in just a moment. Join us again.